Hi everyone, Leah Halliday here, and I just wanted to walk you quickly through what the running bibliography form is because I'm only going to take this up, I believe, 3 times throughout the semester. It's possibly 4. That is in the weekly overview or our weekly breakdown schedule in our syllabus, but I believe it's 3 times. But I'm expecting you to keep up with it every week. So I wanted to really take some time and make sure you understand the form. The form is linked right below this video, and it's a Word document that I created, and you're welcome to open it in Google Docs as well. But when you submit it, you'll need to submit it as either a Word document, so .doc or .dox, or a PDF, .pdf, and you can do that from Google Docs if you just choose download as. You can download it to your computer and then put it into Blackboard. That'll allow me to grade it and to run it through the plagiarism detection software. So a couple things about this document. We start this week 2, using it, and you'll use it almost every week. Every week that you see in your syllabus or in your overview that you need to choose 4 children's books. This is where you're going to record those books. So a couple things to keep in mind. You're choosing 4 great children's books based on the shared reading. So if you read something, this week we're reading Harsh Chapter 1. That's our children's literature. It's critical book that is linked in Blackboard. So you're going to read Chapter 1 of that, and that's going to give you some insight on the types of things you should be looking for in children's books. She also is great about giving recommendations. So after you read that, you know kind of what you're looking for. You have a sense of what we're talking about this semester. Then you go and choose 4 children's books based on what you learned from that chapter. So you're looking for great children's books based on the criteria that we're discussing that particular week. So if you pick up a book and you see that it's not going to be great, with Harsh, she talks about enjoy, dig deeply, and take action. So if it's not a book that you can argue is going to help students do that's going to be great for those purposes, put that book down. Maybe it'll be great in a coming week. Maybe it's just not great. Okay. What I've learned from teaching this course over years and well, quite a few years now, is that not all children's literature is good. But there's also a limitation to saying, okay, well, we're only going to use books that have won awards. We're only going to use award-winning children's books, because that can be problematic because authors get overlooked um, who come from smaller publications. So what I want you to be able to do at the end of this course, and a little bit more each week actually, is to be able to evaluate and choose books that are great and you understand why. And that's where this form comes in. So, so you'll notice each week you're going to record here. This is not the right number of lines, okay? So just add columns as you need to by coming over here and just clicking on that little plus sign there after you open the document. But you're going to record what week from the course that it is. So this week it would be week 2. What book number? So you're supposed to read 4 each week. So I would write week 2, book 3, and then chapter book or picture book, whichever it was. So that way I can record the books as I go, and I don't ever forget or lose the details, because I've read 4 books and I'm going to go back and record them all at one time. Recording them immediately after reading can really help you. And so what this column is going to do is going to help me grade. So when I take this up in week 3 or week 4, week 4 I believe is the first time I take it up, I'm going to be able to look. Okay, this is what she read in week 1. She clearly read three picture books and 1 chapter book. We're good to go on that week, and so I'll be able to grant the points a lot easier. So this one is really record keeping for me. Now this, we all as teachers, as future teachers, we need practice doing APA citation. This is going to be throughout your career as an education student. So throughout your academic career, you're going to be using APA. If you don't know how to do it, don't fear. I have linked down here. I'm describing down here each of the columns, but I'm also talking you through it. So anyhow, if you need help with APA, and please use the help with APA. Nobody has it memorized. I don't know anyone who hasn't memorized, and I don't know why anyone would memorize it. So use this link here. It'll take you to my favorite website. It's the OWL at Purdue. They put out a great website on all sorts of different citation styles, and this one will take you directly to the APA pages. Now, when I say a full APA citation, what I'm talking about is a reference list citation. Okay, so not the in-text citation that you would use if you were writing a paper, but the reference list or bibliography citation that you would put at the end. Okay, we also have some fabulous librarians over here at KSU. I'm assuming you're going to be over at the library checking out children's literature. They still do have a children's literature section over there. I believe, although I believe it's not as big maybe as it used to be, you're welcome to use our library, the public library, any library that you want, because we can't always afford to go buy all of the books that we love. So in any case, the KSU librarians can be help in helping you learn how to create citations if you need that guidance. Okay, if you've used MLA in English 101, it's similar. They're very similar. They're both name date systems. So it is a little bit different. We don't use authors' first names in APA. So you just need to go and review and pay attention to those guidelines. Okay. You're also going to record the illustrator. That's because APA citations don't actually have a spot for illustrators. It's not really citations for children's books that they were thinking about, that the American Psychological Association was thinking about when they created their citation style. So there's no spot for illustrator, but in children's books, the illustrations are very important. So I want you to record who the illustrator is. Then we've got themes and representation. This is sort of whose lives, whose cultures, whose worlds are being represented here. So I want you to kind of think about that. Sometimes it's very clear and obvious, and other times it's not. But we're going to talk a lot this semester about mirrors and windows. That will come up in more depth beginning next week, I believe. But children need to see themselves, and they need to see their own culture, and they need to see their own lives in children's books. And they also need to see the lives and cultures and worlds of other people that they haven't been a part of before. So both of those things are good for children. So we need to think about whose lives and cultures and worlds and things are being represented in the text that we choose, because we want to make sure that we have everyone represented. Then I also want you to record one great thing, because I've asked you only to record books here that you love, that fit the parameters of the shared text that we've been reading. But even when we're only reading great ones and we love all of the books that we record, they still can kind of sometimes run together or be forgotten, to put it mildly. So you write down one great thing, and then when you are that teacher in that classroom, or that mom, with the kids looking at you, or the dad, and the kids are wanting a book recommendation, you have this list and you can remember, you can go back and look and say, what was that one thing that I loved so much about that book? You can search your list and check it out. So this list is really meant to be a running tool that you hang on to, that helps you as a teacher, as a book lover, as a recommender of books in the world of children. That's what this form will do for you. It will also help me know that you stayed on track in this class, because what this class is primarily about is getting to know the world of children's literature. And there's just so much. I want you to have lots of choices, but I also want you to be accountable, and make sure that you're doing everything you need to do. Final note on this, in terms of themes and representation, and one great thing, these need to be purely from your own thinking, your own reflections. I do not want to hear anything that anyone on Goodreads had to say. I don't want to hear what the publisher printed on the back of the book, or on Amazon when they were selling the book. I never want to hear those things. I only want to hear what you think based on the shared readings and the topics that we've been talking about. So please do not include language that is not your own. Okay, that will be considered plagiarism, and that will earn you a 0 on this really major assignment. If it becomes a habit, or if we have to deal with it more than once, then we'll have to follow the plagiarism policy of KSU. But I know I've got future teachers here, professionals all, so I know this is not going to be an issue, but that's just my little soapbox. And again, if you need to review what any of these columns is supposed to be, what you're supposed to record there, I wrote it all down here, and you're welcome to look at it again. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing your running bibliographies grow throughout the semester. Have a great day.